the scoop behind the who, why, and what behind Nara Fellowship? Why do I think of myself as a bridge, a prism, and the moon? Who am I? Professional bios are designed to impress clients and book readers. If that's what you're looking for, feel free to go to my website and check out my About page. I'm a writer and a learner. Instead of impressing you with my showbiz background, let me describe who I am in essence. I'm a bridge, a prism, and the moon. I spent the majority of my life as an outsider looking in, living on the bridge between two worlds, never quite belonging to either. I have visual and hearing handicaps, but I'm not deaf nor blind, nor do I have normal sight or hearing. I understand a different mode of being, missing some of the reality you can easily perceive. Intellectually curious, I'm not simple-minded, nor am I super smart. I get in the middle of the bridge trying to embody the simple truth I believe in, yet mentally understanding that life is more complex and full of nuance. I stand as a peacemaker between the right and the left. I have conservative convictions and libertarian leanings, yet I have a majority of moderate and liberal friends. People's characters are more important than their ideology. A prism has many facets. Its design is embodied by its many sides, creating a beautiful enlightenment from its many dimensions and angles. Having many interests, hobbies, and diverse perspectives with the willingness to explore the margin, yet remain centered in one's being. The moon is a beaten-up space rock that seems unappealing on its surface in the mundane depths of the emptiness of space, light years from the stars. It doesn't hurl her pain, sorrows, and scars onto us here on Earth. Her gentle light whispers to us that even in the darkness there is hope, life. We can overcome the nightmares that plague us with a greater love that will wipe away every tear. She dreams of a better tomorrow, not in ignorance, but because she has stood the test of time and meteorites. So can we if we choose to. A witness to what has been and what's to come. Transcend bitterness and resentment and do good. Shine on. Sometimes she waxes then wanes. She's fallible, that's human. She's weak, vulnerable, yet she turns again to the sun for strength, courage to carry on. Even if all she can do is just shine on through one more night in this uncertain world, the sun will rise yet again. Who is Nara Fellowship for and why? In a culture of everyone and their brother doing podcasts to climb up the popularity ladder, why should anyone listen or watch my Nara Fellowship channel? They should. I'm just like everyone else who wants to be rich and successful, but I decided to take a different path. It may not lead me to being wealthy or of great renown or with a lot of subscribers, but that's okay. I'm aiming for something higher, more meaningful. In the Don't Subscribe If video, I state what I'm really about, but I'll add here a few things on my aim and my purpose. I want deeper, more meaningful conversations where I connect with like-minded souls beyond the surface level. I'm not a fan of the shallow chit-chat, gossip, or whatever the controversial topic of the moment because something bad happened on the news. In the Bridges of Meaning community, they talk about the mundane and the profound. The mundane and the profound. They wrestle with hard questions and thoughts, and I don't know how to join them at their level. I want to have more meaningful conversations with friends, family, and people of renown, but I need to learn how to do that better. I'm not a thought leader or expert. I'm a writer and a learner. Just a regular person with big dreams, but is grounded in my limiting reality. I can't be what I'm not, but I can grow and learn to be a better person than I am now. I can try to be the tree in the book of Proverbs that drinks in wisdom to be a more mature person in mind and body. I'm no stoic or a deep thinker. I'm somewhat between simple folks who are the salt of the earth people and the highly educated experts and theologians. I like learning it to edify myself, escape my humble life and handicaps, and hopefully build a more prosperous and meaningful future for myself and my family. The world's wisdom says success will bring you happiness. Jordan Peterson counters this with one of his rules. Don't do what's expedient, do what's meaningful. Brene Brown, research professor of the University of Houston, says something like, if you want people to respect you, be strong. If you want to connect, be vulnerable. Jesus says, don't hide your light under a basket. Does this resonate with you? What is Nara Fellowship about? Nara is a word that has many meanings around the world. I chose it for its Japanese meaning of oak. It also implies the connotations of wisdom and spirituality. As a writer and lifelong learner who enjoys following rabbit trails wherever my curiosity leads me, this podcast is a documentation of my learning journey. It will be a mix of short monologues and interviews with regular folks and people of renown. Even though I may have conversations with academic guests, the focus will be for self-learners, creative professionals, and history reenactors and enthusiasts. The topics will include writing, marketing, history, essential oils, health, caregiving, living with disabilities or chronic health conditions, emergency preparedness, community, and self-directed learning. Life is an adventure. The journey's sweeter with friends, but don't subscribe yet. For my first video, I put a fun spin on the typical About the Channel and Host video. It's titled Don't Subscribe Yet. Even though the title is a fun poke at the mantra of all the articles and books for YouTubers to have that incessant call to action, like and subscribe, I do share what the purpose of the podcast is and the 6 reasons why you should subscribe in that video. A very smart and successful marketing maven, Beryl Walk, gave my father and me a saying. It goes something like, if everyone is going one way, do a 180 and go the opposite direction of them. Wide and sound marketing advice. You can follow the link at the end of this video to watch the Don't Subscribe video if you haven't already. First rule, be interesting. I've done quite a bit of research and learning of how to build a writer's platform, brand, and grow a professional network. One of the common themes is to be interesting. I took that to heart, personally and professionally. I can't predict what will be interesting to everyone, but if it's interesting to me, it might be interesting for you too. Since I'm putting the work in, I'm going to be selfish. The goal is to make this edifying, enjoyable, and to satisfy my curiosity. Having said that, there are 2 areas that I do want to help other people with. One of them is to help other caregivers, disabled folks, and people with chronic health issues with the various things that would help knowing about. Things that I learned about, from finance to different programs to health alternatives that are available to us. The second is helping people who want to get into media production, whether as an actor, writer, voice talent, filmmaker, or content creator like me. Maybe you'd like to learn more about some of the let me rephrase that. Maybe you'd like to learn about some of the lesser known crew positions that will help you make money, such as a location scout or a caterer. What is the posting schedule? Some of the more prolific YouTubers tend to do somewhere between 2 to 4 videos a week. I'm looking at you, Paul Vanderglay. I can't do that. I've got caregiving responsibilities, a book to market, and life commitments to fulfill. So I decided that I'll try to produce 1 video a month for each channel, Nara Fellowship and Writers of Meaning, and periodically 1 live stream per channel once a month to have a conversation with folks in my little corner of the internet. That makes about 2 to 4 videos a month for me, quite a full plate. And that's a wrap. For all you dreamers, doers, and helpers, stay humble and shine on.